Qu'est-ce qui te ferait plaisir? Qu'est-ce qui te ferait vraiment plaisir? C'est ça que tu veux? C'est ça qui te ferait plaisir? Eh bien tiens, je t'emmène plein de petits bisous partout.
Check. Be right back. Technical difficulties. Hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, yeah, I am here, and we're here to recap UFC New Mexico. Brendan Moreno versus Steve Ursek. The card, I'm not gonna say the card were mid, but there were fights that you thought that was gonna be good that were trash, and then fights that you thought that was gonna be trash, they turned out to be entertaining. So it was one of those cards where you're like, man, I'm glad this was not a pay per view. Overall, it was entertaining for real, but there is like some fighters that we expected them to come out and show us like they're the next level fighters, but that did not happen at all. So my computer my computer constantly has the galls to act like shit when I need it to work the most. Like, really. It has it really has this weird way of just showing me like it did do. Uh, so I ain't gonna hold you here forever. So let's go. Let's start with the main event. In the main event, we had Brendan Moreno taking on Steve Urset, or Steve Urset taking on Brendan Moreno, whichever way you have to want to face it. And this is one of those fights like I thought like it was entertaining, but overall I thought Brendan Moreno was going to do more, especially like fighting at home in Mexico. He was like actually going to do more. He was going to put more pressure on Steve Urset and like actually get finished. But Steve Urset did not make that easy for Brendan Moreno. Like Steve Urset was cutting angles. He was popping up the jab. He was always like 2 steps behind, but he was 2 steps behind, but close enough to where he made it a fight that was close enough, and he did not get finished. And you know, it was a good fight. It's not gonna go down in any UFC Hall of Fame fights, and like, excuse me, it was a good fight, but it wasn't a great fight. Like I expected a little bit more out of Moreno. I expected him to push the gas a little bit more on Steve Ursak, especially in the later rounds in altitude. And I felt like that didn't happen. I he was content on landing shots and winning off of points. So overall, it was a good fight. It was alright. And we had Miguel Torres versus Drew Dober. My God, that fight shocked me, bro. My jaw dropped. I was all hyped going into this fight, going like, man, Drew Dober is gonna get this shit done. He's gonna fraud check Miguel Torres. He's gonna show Miguel Torres he does not deserve to be in the cage with him. But guess what? Miguel Torres just cracked. I mean, cracked that chiseled, good-looking chin of bro. Drew Dober has a chin that's been chiseled out. That is a chin that Jesus Christ himself chiseled out, bro. And Manuel Torres showed up and fucking cracked it. First round, just showed up, cracked him, and then all those extra shots like Dober ate, man, they were unnecessary, bro. They were unnecessary. And the visuals of the fight, man, it was sad. The visuals were kind of nasty, bro. Seeing like Dober, the warrior he is, just stand back up and fight stance, thinking like the fight is still on, not knowing that he's been knocked the fuck out. It was, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was sad. As a Drew Dober fan, it was sad to me because after seeing him take a beating from Gene Silva like that, and he was still in the fight, I thought to myself, ain't no way Manuel Torres is gonna touch that guy. And Manuel Torres made it look easy. It was like stealing candy from a fucking baby. It was too easy, and man, the lightweight division has they have a nuke on their hands, man. Manuel Torres is gonna be a problem standing up with a lot of people, and now I have the urge, like I have the weird urge to see him fight Gene Silva, just because of what Gene Silva did to Drew Dober. So hopefully a matchup at that magnitude happens in the future. And going down the card, we had flyweights. Edgar Chairez versus CJ Vergara. Now, man, Chavez did not come to take any prisoners. He did not come to play around. He's like, we ain't paid by the hour. We ain't paid by the moment. We're actually paid by our performance and our contract. And he went out there and he performed. He put a beating on Vergara, like in a matter of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like, I have never seen CJ Vergara take that much of a beating in just 2 minutes of a fight. And in the first round also, he like, damn, bro. I was like, man, and the intensity that Edgar Chairez went out with, and it was like, dude, he was fighting for something, you know. He was fighting for something. He was fighting to prove a point. He is not here to play around. He wants to fight the best guys of the division because he feels like he owes it to himself. He owes it to his grandparents who when he had nothing, took care of him. And the man's on a mission, and I can't wait to see it, man. I cannot wait to see what Edgar Chairez does when he faces tougher opponents. It's just, I can't wait. This guy is so talented. He can beat you on the feet. He can beat you on the ground. He's like, he is the full package. He's that guy. He's him. He's got the intensity. He might not talk a lot. He's not constantly talking shit. But when the octagon door closes and he hears that little lock behind him, I mean, even before that, bro, this dude knows it's go time. And I see him as a well, I'm not gonna throw the word champion out, but damn, I see him as a very legit contender in the flyweight division. Now, on to a boring fight. That fight was boring. That fight was ass. It was a can of ass. I mean, Raul Rosas Jr., he showed a lot of toughness. Like, he didn't get submitted a lot of times. And Vince Morales shows that he is a vet. And there's a reason that his record is what it is. And there's a reason why he is still around in the UFC. He may not be in the top 10 of the division. He may not be, like, a well-known fighter in the division. He's not somebody everybody's clamoring to watch. But he showed that there is a reason why he is a vet in the UFC. And he gave Raul Rosas Jr. a run for his money. And here's the thing. Before the fight started, I was all over Raul Rosas Jr. I was like saying like he was the big Mexican star. He was the next big thing. Like in my soggy, mushy brain, where my thoughts come from, I actually thought, well, I still do think that it is, that he is. I actually thought that Raul Rosas Jr. was going to have a breakout performance. He was going to go out there and show us that he is ready to take on top 10 level, at least top 15. After watching his performance, I'm like, not really, dude. He's still young. He still has some development to do. He still has a lot of polishing of his skills that needs to be done. Like, he's got the part down where like you need to relax. You're in a fight. You're gonna have to relax. You can't freak out. You're gonna have to keep your wits about you. And he's got all that down, and he's got his skills. Like, he's got the skills that he have down already to where you can say like, yeah, he can take on like multiple veterans. But I don't see him winning fights against bantamweight prospects and bantamweight legends with the way he's fighting right now. I feel like after this fight, he should have another unranked opponent. You know, just take a few months, polish up your skills, look back at this fight, and you know, come back, fight another unranked opponent, have a breakout performance, and then we can start talking about, oh yeah, Raul Rosas Jr. should he be fighting top 15? Right now, nah, fam. You're good. You're good right where you're at. Develop. You're still young. Um, those development years are crucial. They're very important. And he's only 20. He's got time. And a fight, man. Dang, this fight was good. Man, David Martinez. What can I say about that guy? He can fix you up and he can knock you the fuck out. You pick. You pick, bro. Like, that was crazy. I like when I found out dude was a surgeon and he put his like career on hold just to fight in MMA. I'm like, man, this dude is crazy. And yeah, Simone Oliveira really showed up as a plus 500 underdog, and David Martinez showed why he was the favorite. Man, he just came in there and just fought his fight. Simone wasn't even doing much, and that weird karate style of David Martinez, I think that's what was. I think that was the beginning of the problem for Simon. Like he could not like figure out the timing. Like he was lost. Like he was fighting, but he was like he knew he was lost. He was like, "Damn, this guy is coming in fast. He blitzes in fast, and he's out. Like he'll blitz in with the combination, and he's out." And that was like, man. And then when that freaking right hand landed, bro, oh my god, that was a good fight. That was an interesting fight. It deserved performance of the night. And another fight that deserved performance of the night, another fighter who deserved the performance of the night was Kevin Borjas, because he came out and did something a lot of people kind of thought like he did not have the chance. Like, especially me. I'm not even going to say a lot of people. I'm going to say me. I did not think Kevin Borjas had a chance against Ronaldo Rodriguez. And Ronaldo Rodriguez is part of my four kings. Four Mexican kings. Four Mexican horsemen. That's what I called it. Parlay. And, boy, I'm going to say Ronaldo Rodriguez is a good fighter, but it was his UFC debut. Well, not his UFC debut. It was his third UFC fight. And he came out with a lot of confidence, and that confidence did not really change much after he got sat down by Kevin Borjas. Like, there was no caution. There was nothing. He was just... That confidence was still there. And he was so confident. I'm going to tell you how confident this dude was. He was so confident that instead of actually defending himself like a normal fighter would, instead of bobbing, weaving, cutting angles, and getting away from shots, this dude was so goddamn confident. Jesus Christ, I love this dude. He was so damn confident that he straight up started blocking punches with his goddamn face. That's a confident fighter. If you do not have the balls to block punches with your fucking face, why are you doing MMA? What's the point of being part of MMA if you're not? Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm being sarcastic. That was just, I mean, I don't know what happened, bro. Like, dude was just eating those punches with his face, man. I'm like, the whole time I was watching the fight, I'm like, bro, Hands up, bro. Defense. Move your freaking head. But nah, bro. Dude was like, it's like Kevin Boraz was serving a buffet of fists, and I just wanted to eat it all. And lost a unanimous decision. I mean, not the way I would fight, but goddamn, I respect it. Shit. And then now we're going down lower into the card, into the prelims. Now we're in the featured prelim bout of the night. It was supposed to be Edgar Martinez versus no. I think it was supposed to the featured bout of the night was supposed to be Edgar Chairez versus CJ Vergara, but pullouts. Joe Pyfer had to pull out because he was feeling sick, and we had a new featured prelim. So this fight was just Jose Maddalena. I'm just gonna say that played his role perfectly as a sacrificial lamb. I mean, dude knew he was a sacrificial lamb. Like, everybody was saying he was a vet and all that. And I was saying, like, yeah, even I kind of was like giving him the benefit of the doubt that he could win the fight one way by probably gassing Ateba Gutierrez out. But that's not what happened. Dude, when he walked in, when Jose Medina walked into that octagon, my guy, I looked at his body. I'm like, God damn, has this guy been really training? Or has he been just chilling? Has he been doing like me, just, backing up, backing down like a can of Modelo every morning for breakfast? Cause that guy, bro, the whole time he was fighting, everybody was like, yeah, veteran. And I know when people are throwing the word, oh, he's a veteran, that's the fucking announcers. That's fucking Laura Senko. That's everybody just gaslighting us, thinking that guy had a chance. They were fucking gaslighting us, making us think that Medina had a fucking chance. Bro, that dude did not have a fucking chance, bro. Not a goddamn chance. I was like, bro, he threw his first punch and I'm like, this nigga's gonna lose. I just knew it. The moment he threw his first fucking jab, I was like, yep, this nigga's gonna get knocked the fuck out. I'm like, this nigga's not getting out of this fight fucking standing up at the end. The bell is not gonna ring for the 15-minute marker. That is not gonna happen. And you know what? It did not. Dude got knocked the fuck out. He got knocked the fuck, bro. Dude went to the shadow realms, bro. Dude saw Jesus. Dude saw Anubis, bro. Like, he was getting his soul ready to be weighed, bro. And he just woke up like, Jesus Christ. I think he's gonna retire from MMA after that, cause no disrespect, bro. I think this is like his fourth loss in the UFC. And once the UFC cuts you, you either fight in the B leagues or you don't fight at all. That's just it. And a fighter at his level, man, I don't even see the B leagues wanting him, bro. Like, maybe for the name level. And I'm not trying to disrespect the guy. He's been around, but my guy, train more. Goddamn. Train the fuck more, because in a fight, how can I put this fight? This fight was good, but at the same time, it kinda sucked. Like, I don't know what was wrong with Costa, bro. He kept getting, falling for the same trick over and over again, and to me, that fight was just a coin flip. And like, yeah, Costa did knock Rodriguez down. I think like one One round, Rodriguez had a good third round, I'd say. But at the end, bro, it was a fight where I was like, man, you kind of want more. You know, when you're watching high level MMA, you sometimes kind of want more of a fighting game than a clinching battle where, you know, dudes are just up against the cage or they're on the ground in each other's guard and there's not enough happening. Maybe a few elbows here and there. You it's just like, yeah, this, like, they're fighting, but this is the UFC, and the UFC is the highest level of MMA, at least in Europe and in the United States. Not in Asia though. Like, if you want the highest level of MMA, you gotta get that in ONE FC. That is the highest level of MMA in Asia. Uh, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, Christian Rodriguez, I felt like he did a good, like, you can say he won round one in round probably two. Well, not round two. He probably won round one. I don't think it should have been like a unanimous decision like the judges called it. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's one of those fights where it went to the decisions. Both guys had the ability to finish each other, but they didn't for whatever reason. You know, they did push the pace. Yeah, just this is what happens when two tough motherfuckers fight each other. When two tough motherfuckers get in the cage and they fight each other, they're gonna beat the shit out of each other. It's gonna be like a rock'em sock'em fight, or one of those weird in the clinch beating the shit out of each other, which most people don't find it interesting. Like when two dudes sit in the clinch and they're patting and elbowing. It's like, yeah, it's cool. You guys are hitting each other, but we want to see more violence. You know, that's what the fans in attendance. That's what they paid for, and you know, that's what they're getting. That's what these pro fighters are getting paid for. They're getting paid for their skills and violence and entertainment. And sometimes I feel like they show a lot of their skills, and they show mid violence, and they kind of lose the whole entertainment part. And it's like, man, you know, the fans kind of pay for the entertainment also. You gotta mix it all up. And there was violence, but it was mid violence. Like, I didn't feel like I was on the edge of my seat watching that fight. But a fight that I was on the edge of my seat watching was definitely Lupi Godinez versus Julia Polastri. And let me tell you, man, let me hit this beer real quick. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I had no hope. I mean, zero hope for this fight being a good fight. I honestly, in the bottom of my heart, when I saw like there was gonna be like women's strawweight bout, in the bottom of my heart, I was like, yeah, cool, that fight's gonna be shit. Next, that's what I thought. That's what my dumbass thought. But these ladies, my God, these ladies showed some heart. I fucking loved it. Like Lupi Godinez came out giving no fucks. She just came out and started blasting, bro. Julia, and then like that freaking catching the leg and fucking piking that takedown. Oh my God, that was beautiful. Got her down, started beating the shit out of her a little bit, and round two came. They got back up, and Julia, bro, started feeling herself a little bit, and started putting hands on Lupi, and Lupi was like, "Nah, bitch, slow down. We're not doing this right now. We're doing this my way." And these bitches threw down, bro. That was a good fight. Although Lupi, you know, I'm not Lupi. Julia on like mid second round and into the third round, she started applying the great defensive tactic of blocking punches with her goddamn face. And so did Loopy. She did it a little bit because she was eating a lot of right hands. Like, she was just eating overhands and straight shots like crazy. And her chin just stood there and took it. Like, her chin was working overtime. She like, I am Mexican, bitch. I got that fucking Mexican chin. It's gonna be working overtime. And it's gonna take overtime over overtime and keep working. You cannot outwork a Mexican chin. That's what Lupi Godinez showed. And that's why she won that unanimous decision. Like that, I wasn't mad because she, in my opinion, she banked the first 2 rounds. The third round, she did not get that. She did not win that third round. It should have been a split. It should have. Well, no, it's a unanimous decision. Still, it's a good unanimous decision, but she did not win that third round. That third round, Julia was beating her ass. But overall, it was a good fight. Now moving on to another fight that was good, but it was good. It was good. It was a good fight. I respect what both athletes did, but to me, I felt Rafa Garcia should have been able to knock out a 42-year-old Vince Pichel. It shouldn't have been that hard. Like, in my opinion, at least, it should not have been that hard for Rafa Garcia to knock out Vince Pichel. But Vince Pichel did give Garcia like all he could eat. He gave him his fill. He made it a hard fight for him. To me, it shouldn't have been, but he made it a hard fight. Vince Pichel is a veteran. He's been fighting forever. I mean, I think Vince has been fighting since before I had ball hair. Like my nut sacks, they were like a fucking desert, like smooth scaling skin. And then when Vince started fighting, now I'm like pushing 30. So this dude's been fighting a minute, so he knows how to not get knocked out, I guess. He knows what to do when he's hurt. But during the exchanges when he was hurt, I think Rafa should have pressed it on him a little bit more, and he didn't. So kudos to Vince Pichel. Hopefully he retires soon. But it's not my place to tell a fighter to retire because I didn't tell him to start the fight. I shouldn't tell him to retire. So hopefully he finds it in him to be like, yeah, I can finally walk away from MMA at this point, and probably go enjoy his life a little bit. And maybe he is enjoying his life in the cage. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't tell him to fight. I can't tell him to stop. So, but for Rafa Garcia, I would like to see him push the pace more when he has an opponent hurt. I know, like Vince Pichel was throwing those teeps down the center, like keeping that distance, like those body teeps. They keep the distance, but at the same time they dig out of your cardio, and I think that kind of happened to Rafa, to be fair. But at the same time, you're like 30, you're fighting a 42-year-old. You still have that pace. You should have had that pace to put it on him and just beat the shit out of him. But that did not happen, so that's neither here nor there. Man, I don't know why that was hard to say. Moving on. We had featherweights fighting. Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. Man, Jamal Emmers, man. That bro showed us that he could survive. And survive he did. Because, dude, that choke wasn't tight enough. Like, a lesser man would have probably tapped. For a moment there, Gabriel Miranda had, man, I'm not a jiu-jitsu expert, so I can't really tell you. but I think it's the type of choke that's in the family of the Ezekiel choke. It's one of those head and arm chokes. He kind of had it. He had it for a moment there. He had it, and then he lost it. And boy, when Amers got back on the feet, he made it look easy. He made it he made it look like Gabriel had no business being in that octagon with him. And boy, did that knockout came nasty. I love watching these free fights, these fight nights, and you just all you see is knockouts. It's just bam, knockouts. I love it. I love it. Like I don't know what's next for Jamal Anders from this point. I guess he's just gonna have to go on, keep fighting other unranked opponents. But you know, the guy can crack. I gotta give him that. Dude can crack. And man, he literally wiped that mustache off of Miranda's face. That was a nasty ass knockout. And the first fight of the night, I am gonna be honest with y'all. I did not watch that fight, ladies and gentlemen. I totally missed that fight, but to my surprise, that fight was a split decision. To my surprise. And the reason I said to my surprise, although Justin Hubbard is a veteran and he's an awkward guy, but he's not the most athletic guy. That's the thing. I thought he was gonna gas out like at some point in the fight and just be there to eat big shots by Mirando's and actually get knocked out. I did not. I thought that fight would go at least over 2 rounds, but it would not go 3.5. It's like at the third on the third round, like around a minute, I felt like Menderos was just gonna get a shot and just knock him out, but that did not happen. So kudos to Justin Hubbard, and he survived the fight. But man, a night full of surprises, I might say. That concludes the fight card. So how did we do? Like how did I do on my picks? Ladies and gentlemen, it was terrible, but please give me a minute. I'll be right back. perfect lighting. All right. Yeah. So the question was, how did we do? Let's see. How do I get this page up? Uh-huh. All right. So So as you can see, this is our picks. All picks right here. No, those are just picks, not not people I bet on. Those were just normal picks. Those were not parlays or anything. This was just my normal people I picked to win of the night. And as you can see, Maduro's, he did win his fight. Gabriel Miranda, he lost. Rafa Garcia, he won. Julia Polastri, she lost. Mikazel Costa, he won his fight. Ateba Gartier, he won. Edgar Chairez, he also won. Ronaldo Rodriguez also won his fight. David Martinez also won. Raul Rosas Jr., Drew Dober, he lost. In the main event, we had Brandon Moreno winning his fight. So, yeah, it's 12, and we only got 4. We only got 4 wrong. 4 out of 12. That is not bad. Percentage-wise, you would still get an A. If we were in high school, we'd still get. Let's see. So, yeah, we did. We did more than okay. Let's see. That was just our 5 picks. And for the 4 Mexican, man, that is small as shit. Let me fix that up real quick. Anyone wants to be my assistant? I hope you guys could see it as I didn't know this shit was this small. Let's see. Alright. I think it can be seen well enough. Let's see. 4 Mexican horsemen's. Well, there we go. Is that all of them? Yep. So that was my 4-man parlay right here. And as we all know, Ronaldo Rodriguez did not win his fight. He lost a decision to Kevin Barras, so we lost. We lost this one. It was nothing big. Uh, yeah. So I mean, you 3 out of 4 is not bad. I might say that's some good numbers. That's 75%. So I mean, yeah, we did not do bad. Hopefully next time, our next parlay, we get it. Our next 4 dark horses or 4 knights, we might call them. Because some people might say, it's a little sensitive to call them Mexican horsemen. But although the fact is they were all Mexicans, I don't think that's going to be insensitive. But you know how the internet is. Everybody will find some fucking reason to bitch at you, although they don't need to. But they'll find one. I'm pretty sure they'll find one. Yeah, that was about it for our picks and everything. So, and I was thinking something. So yeah, what's next? What's next for Brandon Moreno? That's what that's what was on my mind for the most part. Like, what do the UFC do with him at this point? Like, what do you do with the guy? Like, he's beaten almost everybody, I think, except for Brandon Royval. And do we want to see him go back and fight him? I mean, a rematch would be good, but wouldn't that be like the 4th matchup? Do we want to see that? We don't know. Like, we love seeing Brandon Moreno fight, but we want to make it significant this time. Like, we want to see him fight for something that's worth it now. Like, not just for like a placeholder. We want to see him fight a super fight, like at flyweight, which I don't know what that would be. Or, hey man, go run your hands on bantamweight. It's not a crazy thought. Have Moreno at bantamweight. If Figueiredo could do it, I'm pretty sure Moreno could. There's some guys at bantamweight who'd have a fun fight with, like Moreno versus Henry Cejudo. That's a fun fight. The wrestler versus, the MMA fighter. The Olympian versus the former champ. The former champ versus the former champ. I mean, there's side missions for Moreno. Like, if he wants to take them, he can. But right now at flyweight, I don't think there's anything that, like, you could go like, oh yeah, there's something you could do at flyweight. I don't think so. Like, me personally, I don't think so. I don't want to see him fight another flyweight. Like, his fight right now is a super fight with Henry Cejudo. That's what you should do with Brendan Moreno. That's what Brendan Moreno should at least try to do. Like, fuck it, attempt. Henry is like already out and on his way out again. Like, before he goes all the way out again, grab him for this last fight against Brendan Moreno. They don't even have to do it at flyweight. 135. Have it co-main event, one of the upcoming fights in the summer. No, we could juggle this for him, bro. Edgar Chairez, bro, he can fight whoever the fuck he wants at flyweight at this point. Like, I feel like he should get a top 10 opponent at least, top 15 at least. No, he should at least get a top 15 opponent. Cause he's just one of those guys. Like, his intensity is too good. You can't stay behind. And Raul Rosas Jr.'s, he should stay fighting the unranked still for at least 2 more fights. He should fight an unranked fighter, 2 more fights. to sharpen up his skills, to like two more vets, just two more good vets to understand the game. You know, I feel like since Christian Rodriguez, um, Raul Rosas Jr.'s have not really faced opposition that he could not really beat. So, in order for him to like mature more, he should take at least two more, two more veterans in the bantamweight, unranked veterans in the bantamweight division, just so he could go like, yeah, I took the hard route. But and again, it's his career, and it's whatever the fuck his managers say. It's whatever the fuck the UFC say. I think he does not have a say in it, or it's whatever he says. It's his like again, it's his career. He's gonna do whatever the fuck he wants, and the UFC is gonna take him whatever direction they want. But for growth's sake, I think he should fight two more vets and get a freaking finish, man, like a spectacular finish. Like you gotta break out. Like that's the difference between him and Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley, he broke out. He fucking beat the dog shit out of everybody he fought. And everybody's jaw, like every time he did it, it was like, oh wow, look at that. That is fucking awesome. Walkout KOs, you know? And you know, that propelled him to the next level. Those decisions that Raul Rosas is scraping by now, or not even scraping by, as dominant as he may seem, those decisions are not propelling him to the next superstar level that he wants to be right now. I know that kid wants to get paid, bro. That kid wants to get paid. He's working hard and he's putting in the hard work. But right now, his performance aren't like, holy shit, this guy needs to fight that top 10 guy. I don't see it yet. Give him some room to growth. And for Ronaldo Rodriguez, man, that was his third fight in the UFC. He lost. It happens. I think he has some maturing to do as an MMA fighter, not as an athlete. Like athletically, he will still grow. Athletically, he's young, um, but as a fighter, there's this growth he needs to take. Like he's gotta take it where like to a level where he knows like, okay, I'm fighting in the UFC. This is my third fight, and I'm fighting a guy who's on a losing streak. All right, and the UFC probably wants to kick this guy out. They probably don't want him around anymore. Like after if I beat him, the UFC's not gonna keep him around. Like instead of fighting the way he did, like he brought in the entertainment, but he didn't bring in the you know, MMA. Like, you know, okay, I'm entertaining the fans, but I have to win. This is a fight I have to win. I can't just show off. I can't be doing those nice fucking double kicks. But I love those kicks, bro. As a karate dude, like I started my striking in karate. You know, I look like a nerd, so you can tell I probably did karate at some point. I love that 1-2 kick. It was beautiful. It was really beautiful, but at the same time, the savage, like the blood needy dude in me, said, dude, you gotta go for something smart also. Not just smart, but recklessly smart. You gotta fight like you wanna win the fight, not just entertain the fans. He entertained the fans and lost the fight. I think that's what happened. He got knocked down and he just went to entertainment mode. I guess, I don't know. I was not in his corner. I was not there to ask him. I should have been. I should have been there to ask him, like, dude, why didn't you try to knock him the fuck out? Like, you know, go back to the basics. Don't do all those flashy things. Go back to the basics. get some body kicks in. The leg kicks were working. Why did you abandon them? Like, dude, come on. You could have won this fight. You just gave it away. That's what happened. Overall, that's what happened. That's my opinion. Um, well, that's about all I had. Um, Man, there's a big fight coming up this week. Josh Emmett versus Murphy. My gosh, this fight I am going to work my hardest, find the fights, even if I have to pirate those fights somehow. I will find them, watch them, figure them out, break them down so I could break down the next fight and break down the next fight card and the picks for y'all. Um, for those of you who tuned in, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you for being here, man. For those of you, this is just the beginning. Sayonara. I will see y'all later.